Now, good evening, my dear YouTube viewers. Today also we will continue the schedule related information. Leading questions. Out of kinds of questions, the fifth one is leading questions. These are the questions where the preferred answer is hinted. That is, we are giving the clue. Though it is not necessary that a respondent would choose the suggested alternative, there is a strong bias in its favor. These questions are suited to determine if the respondent is of independent or servile nature. The examples of this type are like this. A. It is not desirable. The teachers must keep themselves free from politics. Second, will it not be better if girls are given education suited to make them good housewives? Next, C. Is it not desirable that women should be denied employment in government and private services so that more men may be employed and the problem of unemployment is reduced? Next one. Is it not desirable to give total sex freedom to young boys and girls to eradicate the lure of pornography? Pornography means sex based literature, pot smoking, and juvenile crimes. That is juvenile delinquency. Next, the sixth point is ambiguous questions. Sometimes questions are included in the schedule as can be interpreted in more than one way. Such questions are defective and undesirable to be included in the schedule. Following are the good example. Let us start. Do you play with yourself? People cannot understand such type of questions. Do you give lectures? If they were literate, they can give. Third one, do you take tonic food? So the questions A may mean playing the game of patience or seeking self gratification. The question B said may be understood or the mean whether you are teacher or the public speaker. Similarly, may be understood to mean medical tonic or it may mean apples, milk, eggs, whatever it may be. Either through diagnosis or without the diagnosis we can consume. The seventh point is ranking item questions. In these questions, various alternatives are given, but unlike the multiple choice, questions were one alternative has to pick it up. Here the various alternatives are to be arranged in the order of your preference. Example, which of the following professions you like the best? Give them order of the preference, putting the most liked on the top and least liked at the bottom. That is, which one you like very much, which you cannot like much. So, mostly likely profession you are keeping first, which you do not like it at the end. Example, university professor, IAS officer, advocate in Supreme Court, director of the research institution, physician, surgeon, the general manager, CA, chartered accountant. There are the few professions we mentioned. So out of your individual interest, you are going to keep, I studied in a 7 professions. You may keep the 6th may be the first or 2nd may be the first. So one should have the logical and interested towards keeping the professions in the preferential order. In such a way, we should arrange the questions. So once again, we will recap the information. Leading questions, fifth one. These are the questions where the preferred answers is hinted. Hinted are nothing but the given the clue. Though it is not necessary that a respondent would choose the suggested the alternative, there is a strong bias in its favor. These questions are suited to determine the respondent is of independent or servile nature. The examples are like this. It is not desirable that the teachers must keep themselves free from politics. Will it not be better if girls are given education suited, make them good housewives? Third, is it not desirable that women should be denied employment in government and private services or sectors so that more men may be employed and the problem of unemployment will be minimized? Here it is, there is no scope for the women, by that the remaining jobs will be filled by the men. Then the unemployment status will be minimized. Is it not desirable to give total sex freedom to young boys and girls to eradicate the lure of pornography? Pornography means sex based literature, pot smoking, and juvenile crimes or juvenile delinquency. Balanerastulu. So, second one, ambiguous question. The question should be very clear. Sometimes we are keeping the questions in a confused way. At that time, the questions are like this. Sometimes the questions are included in the schedule as can be interpreted in more than one way. If you ask the one question directly, no problem. If you keep the multiple answers in one question, that leads to the problem. Such questions are defective and undesirable to be included in the schedule. Such type of questions we should not prepare and ask the respondent. Example, the questions are like this. Do you play with yourself? Very laughable question for the ordinary person. If they were the literate or the highest strata in their literacy, they can answer very well. Second, do you give lectures? If the people are literate, they can go. If they are illiterate, how can you ask such type of questions? So it is also depending upon the respondent status. Literacy status, we should ask them. Do you take tonic food? The word tonic is always goes with the strengthening of the body. So how we are understanding. The question A, that is the do you play with yourself, may mean playing the game of patience or seeking self gratification. Whatever you like, you are going to do it. The second question may be understood mean whether you are a teacher or the public speaker, or the politician or the teacher. That is the do you give lectures means. The third one is do you take the tonic. Here it may be understood to mean medical tonic, or by yourself, by consuming the apples, milk, eggs, you are getting the more energy. Either by oneself or through the doctor's prescription, you are going to adopt it. The question is like that. Seventh one, ranking item questions. In these questions, various alternatives are given, but unlike the multiple choice questions, here also, like the multiple choice questions, we are giving the alternative answers. So one should pick it up. Here the various alternatives are to be arranged in order of your preference. Example, we are going to give them in order of preference, putting the most liked on the top and the least liked at the bottom. So I am going to present the 7 varieties of the professions. So all people, what I kept in the order, no need to like it. Individual interest is different. So when I kept the 7 orders, 7 professions, so some people may keep 7 may be the first place, or third may be the 6th place, like this. So order of preference, which you like first most is on the topmost position, which you do not like it, you are going to keep at the bottom of the preferences. So by this, today's lecture is completed. This is Bindu taking leave from the YouTube platform. Don't think doing the research is a joke or it is easy. Preparation of the questionnaire, if it is good, that is the scientific way. If you keep it, that is organized way. If you put it the question paper, questionnaire or schedule, our answers will be in a expected way. Hurry burry, if you keep it, the answers we cannot get it what we are in our mind in a expectations. So that for the research people it will be more useful. Even for the examinations, if you write it in this manner, you will get the good results or good marks. Okay, good day and good night.